Well, I've had a request from one of my viewers, Sam Taylor, if I can paint the Black Widow figure from the Mattel Avengers Infinity Wars line. So I've bought the figure, purchased it today. It's quite a boring figure really. I mean the facial sculpt looks really nice, I think it will paint up well, and the hair's quite nicely sculpted, but the body is very lacking in any detail. I mean her neck, it's like a bare neck but then nothing on the jacket, as if she's wearing skin tight, which she doesn't really wear on her neck like that. There's not much articulation. You get a sort of rubberized belt and some rubberized wrist armour. I presume that's what it's meant to be. So this one's going to be slightly different in that I'm not just going to repaint the figure. I'm going to build up a neckline, perhaps put a bit more detail on it, and then it will be probably a repaint of the whole thing. So it might be a bit longer than the average face repaint, but we'll have a go at it and see what we can do. So what I'm going to use is Miller Putt, and it's 2-part epoxy putty, sort of yellow and grey. You cut off the same amount of each colour, mix it together for a while, and you end up with a soft putty. And when it goes hard, I'm going to use it for a lot of stuff like sculpting, and once it's hard you can carve it, sand it, sort of drill it, Dremel it. So that's what I'm going to use to build up the neckline. So I'll start mixing some and then we'll come back when it's mixed. So basically you break off equal parts of the putty and then you just mush it together, mix it really well, which is quite boring to do on camera. So again, I'll mix it and we'll come back. So when it becomes one uniform colour, you know it's mixed. I'll put that to one side. You've got quite a lot of time to work with it. So the first thing to do is I want to pull the head off this figure. You normally, well, that one's quite an easy one to come off. Sometimes you have to put them in hot water. So let's put the head away for later. And then, like I say, you get a weird little rubberized belt. Take that off, put it away so I don't lose it. And then she's also got some wrist parts. Just take them off. Okay, oh, she's got a bit on her boobie. So what I'm going to do is build up a collar, and then so that was my cat just snoring. So build up a collar, and I'm going to put some buckles, give it a bit of detail. I'll try and put a photo of what the actual outfit from the film is like, and you'll see that it's so more detailed than this. This is almost, it's like they've done a naked figure and then just put something on it. It's very strange. But what I'm going to do first is build up a collar, and Milliput is good stuff. You can, it's almost like plasticine. You can just roll it out, do what you want with it, roll it, use a little roller, little tools. So all I'm going to do with this is roll it out a bit so it goes a bit flat. I'll give you the basic idea. I'm not going to do it all on camera, and then basically I'm just going to use this to build up a collar and come down a bit, just so it makes it doesn't look like she's got a bare neck. So I'll do that now, and then we'll come back and see what it looks like. So you can see I've used Milliput to make a collar and a bust line, zip, some straps, some extra bits. And the good thing about Milliput is you can use a scalpel to tie the edges, and then once it's dry you can carve it, sand it, do everything with it. So I'm going to let that dry overnight, and then we'll come back tomorrow and we'll start painting. Right, so it's 24 hours later, so I've just undercoated the Milliput strapping I've done, but while that's drying we're going to give a base coat of light flesh. So all I'm using is Cadian flesh tones, my favourite flesh colour, and that's just going to be lightened down with some Vallejo or Vallejo light flesh. The light flesh colour does thin the paint quite a bit, so you have to do a couple of coats. But all we're doing is going right over, painting everything out, because we're going to start again with it. Light coat, and put multiple light coats on rather than one heavy coat. So we'll pop her to one side, and then this is the undercoated modified body. It's still a little bit wet, but what I'll do then is also give a coat into the neck area, and we'll come back once I've put a couple more coats on. Okay, so I've added a couple of coats of flesh, and then we're going to start shading in. Normally I would use my flesh wash that let me find the one I normally use. Normally I would use Repainting flesh shade, but it might be a bit dark for this, so I'm going to use this one, which is a Seraphim Sepia, and it's a much less harsh shade. It might be not dark enough, but we're going to give it a go, because everything on this one is going to be sort of trying to be more subtle than with a man's face, because it's quite smooth. She's got a young face, so she's quite smooth skinned, and we need it to be a bit more subtle than someone like Thor. So let that dry, and we'll come back to see if we need another coat. While the face is drying, I'm just going to do a base coat of the jacket area, and I'm just going to use wild flesh darkened with a bit of Abaddon black. So we'll do that. That can dry. Let's have a look at the head again. That's dried quite nicely, so what we're going to do now is use some of the flesh colour just to blend it in, and then we can start lighting it, put a bit of makeup on her, paint the eyes, etc. We'll see how we go. So let's blend that in. So what I'm doing is using the base flesh coat as a dry brush over the darkened bits, just to blend it in a bit. Better. So then I'm going to use a even more lightened flesh tone and then really light brush, lightly dry brush the highlighted areas. Almost a white, but a very light dry brushing of almost a white, just to very lightly. And then while I've got the white out, I'm going to do the white of the eyes. And then I'm going to mix a little bit of red into the flesh tone, just to make a bit of blusher. So it just brings out a little bit of the cheeks, and then a bit more red in there for the lipstick. Okay, we'll let that dry. I'm going to give another coat of green to the coat and then we'll come back. Right, we're going to do the eyeballs, and for once it looks like she actually has got blue eyes. I put blue eyes on everyone. I think that's okay. I'm going to put a little bit more red on the lips. Then I'm going to do, because she's got a greeny blue eye, so I'm going to do a few little flecks of green in the eye. And then the top eyelashes. And I'm going to use my slightly darker flesh shade just to do the bottom of the eyes. She doesn't seem to wear any blusher or any, not blusher, eyeshadow. No, she doesn't appear to. She's got quite light eyebrows as well. So for her eyebrows I'm going to use Bugman's Glow, which is quite a nice warming brown. It's got a touch of red in it. I think that would be quite good for her eyebrows. I might have to darken them up. Just use my lighter flesh shade just to suggest she's got the mole just there. So for her hair, I probably want to stick something up the neck hole. Oh, that's not going to fit. Perfect. See? Try everything, see how it goes. So for her hair, she's got quite dark roots, so I'm going to do a darker yellow and then lighten it, lighten it, lighten it. dry. Right, so I'm going to put some flesh wash just into the hair. Okay, so we need to let that dry thoroughly. Right, the stain, the wash is dry, so I'm just going to use a bit of white and dry brush some highlights on. There we go. So the face is pretty much finished now, so all I'm going to do is matte varnish all over the face, some gloss in the eyes and on the lips, and then sort of satin varnish on the hair to give it a bit of a shine. And then all we got to do is finish painting the body. I'll show you what I've done on the body. So it's fairly simple. Just painted straps like you saw. I'm going to paint the legs. I've just done them in a green jumpsuit, painted the arms, and so there'll be another couple of coats of that. And then we can detail that. I'm going to go and varnish the face, and then we'll come back. Well, I've finished painting the figure. So I've showed me painting the hair, and I've given it a sort of satin finish coat. Extra gloss on the lips, gloss on the eyes. I think the face has come out really well. It's such a nice sculpt. And then for the body, I've just picked out the zip, some of the silver parts, done a bit of dry brushing, repainted it, which gives it a bit more detail. The body's still weirdly proportioned. I think the figure was originally designed to have some sort of backpack thing on, because it comes with a whacking great hole in her back. But yeah, I'm so glad I did this one. I'd been putting off doing this because I've done female faces before, and sometimes they turn out and sometimes they don't, but I think this one has come out okay. I've got a Wonder Woman one that I might have a go at. Again, I've been putting off. It's a really nice figure, this. The head is quite stiff once it's on there, as you can see, but yeah, so I think it will go in on display next to Thor, etc. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you get any more requests about figures, if there's any out that I've not mentioned, let me know. And if you want to see more of these, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks a lot for watching. Thanks then. Bye.